Well, motor's going along on it. Got the purge, solenoids, nitrous line run.
A little bit of happy gas.
Thanks to this guy here.
Yeah. We try to make everybody happy around here with the happy gas.
Yeah. Still working back here a little bit. That's mounted. Still got to wire the bottle heater up.
And it's self-contained where it will. It's I think an NX. No, it's a nitrous outlet heater, which when it gets to a certain temperature, it's gonna cut the heater off. Right here's all the stuff for it. It's that this what is that little switch? Oh, we already put the switch in.
The switch is already back there.
Yeah, the little switch. It's on this side here.
It's right there.
Right here. This right here. Once it gets to a certain pressure, this thing will tell it to cut off. So the heater will cut off. And you know, we get our optimal. We riding around town and something happens. You know, we turn the heater on.
Yeah.
It gets to its temperature. We ain't got to worry about it.
Be down at the valley.
Yeah. We cut it on. It'll cut on and off by itself. You ready to go? Make a pass.
The valley Saturday night, there was a 67 or 68 Camaro.
Yeah.
That straight drive Monte Carlo's down there, which the Camaro was straight drive too. Then a Catfish Camaro showed up. He run Dustin that lives down there.
Yeah.
And his Challenger.
Yeah.
I mean, straight drive versus automatic.
Yeah, automatic's always got the advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't have no problem.
But Dustin asked me if I was going to bring it down there.
Well, we get that out. We get that out of the hit, and we get it figured out on the 60 on the lead down there. We'll be good.
Yeah.
That's going to be the keys, getting it out of the hole. It's going to take some practice.
Then the fuel pump we got that's on the car, it's going to be switched over for the nitrous, and this one here is going for the engine. So we got all that covered.
And it's rated at 700. It's rated at 700, and I've had it on my big block with my time was 125, and Tony's had it on his motor, which I know is way more horsepower than my old big block was. So no problem. If that's just feed the motor, and then we got another one feed nitrous, we are covered.
Yeah. But don't anybody get any ideas. This big block's pretty much a dud. It's got an old small big block cam in it. It's nothing radical. It just sounds radical.
You know what I say? When you got a dump truck motor like I do, you got to hit them on the head. And when you hit them on the head, they like it.
The only thing difference is those heads.
Yeah.
Those are the bow tie aluminum heads that's made for super stock. They had to meet super stock specifications for that class. They got big old stem valves in it. They just don't flow good.
You flow better than you think. Slow old motor is pretty impressive on the street. It's pretty impressive all the way around, really. I mean,
now if it hooks up on the street like it did in the one video with the nitrous, we'll be good.
well, that's where we're gonna have to work on progressing it, or you figuring out where to bring it in at. Depends on how you decide to do this.
Probably second gear on the street.
Yeah, you won't be after the gear change because you know you don't want to get in the wheel speed and then go into high gear on the button. Nah, it's a bad day. I've been there and done that. I know what that's like. So,
But we'll get back to you when we get further along. All right, got the relays and the breakers set up for the fans. Still got to wire the solenoids. Running switches inside the car. But the bottle heater and both fuel pumps is done. We just got to build the bracket for the cutoff. And it shouldn't be much longer. We'll be taking it to the track. Put the blast on this.
you gonna wear him out. old big block stump puller's gonna come alive. That little 150 shot's gonna make it work.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It's big heavy
make a long
sled.
story short, we have done a lot of wiring in this car that needed to have been done. Things that weren't efficient working. You know, the fans weren't efficient. Now we have got that working. And now we're adding nitrous to it. When that come along, we decided to add more stuff to make things work better. So technically, this car should be more reliable when we get done. There'll be more components to deal with, but yeah, things will be better, I think. It's just my opinion. Now I've talked about the relays. We'll that's just another clip.
7-second streetcar is what it's gonna be.
Yep, 7-second street car. That's on street tires, not on slicks. No slicks, and that's a different story. Yeah, it's 7 seconds on street tires. Because I know what this old stump puller's gonna do. It's gonna wear that small block out over there. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But anyway,
We'll get
catch
the other
us in the
stuff.
next clip, because we'll probably fire it up, maybe even banging it through the motor. Just, we'll see.
I don't know about that yet.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next step.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the next step.
But spend $80 in gas.
Well, that's on you. But banging it through the motor, make sure everything works. You know, make sure the purge works. We ain't even got that done yet. We got to wire the purge. We've got to see. Really need to do some research on how to figure out when he turns the fuel pump on for the nitrous to arm the nitrous to make sure it works. I don't want him to be able to turn the nitrous on without being him accidentally bumping the button and purging through the motor. You get what I'm saying?
And the fuel pump ain't on.
Without the fuel pump being on.
Because I'm running 2 fuel pumps.
We could just throw power to the cylinder now and he turn the fuel pump on and be bum, 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 he's done. But if he accidentally hits the nitrous button and nitrous purges through the motor, or you're riding down the road and you accidentally hit the button. So we want to make sure it all works. So I got to do some research on that. I think it's going to take a 5-prong relay to do this. It's probably going to take 2 relays to make this work. So I'm not sure. Just got to do some research.
Yeah.
Anyway, got to call my buddy up. Dean, the wiring man. All right. Peace out, y'all.
Later.
Andy,
What?
what are you working on?
Putting these bolts back in with the wires through it.
So,
You know my blind man reverse lights I put on this thing?
oh, well, we always need that when it's late, dark in the road.
But what I'm doing is hanging these wires back up for the...
Are you going to run that other wire that we was talking about, or are you going to run
I'm
it
just
in the car?
leaving the wire ties a little loose.
Okay. All right. I'm going to show you what we got going on. Here we go. All right. We've got all the relays for the nitrous and the fuel pumps and the heater, because this thing's going to have a remote heater on it. So when we're riding down the road, we got heat going in the bottom. So when we get where we need to go, we can do what we need to do. This one here is your heater relay breakers. This is your nitrous relay. It's going to activate the fuel pump, the secondary fuel pump with the system. So when it's all activated, it all comes on. This one's your motor. So when you cut the car on, boom, here's your motor relay. It runs your motor pump, your fuel pump. And we're working on putting this switch, and we're going to build a push control. So this will be mounted in the car beside the battery. And the button, the button's gonna come out a hole right here where you can come up, push, pull it out, cut it on, push it in, cut it off. So, all right, well, that's my little deal. Oh, I'm gonna show you the bottle heater. That's a remote bottle heater. It's got a pressure switch right here, which you tell it to turn on and off when we get to a certain pressure by our gauge. So we are making progress. Yeah. Oh, got some light. There you go. All right, Andy. Are you pleased with what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, second other thing is we'll show that in another video. We're not gonna talk about that now. All right. Peace out.